Man, I gotta have a cough. Just hoping to hear someone say something. I know one person is watching. I think that one person is me. I see there's a new person watching. Hopefully you'll get to say something, so that I'm not just so that I'm not just talking to myself most of the time. Whoever's watching, please make yourself known, so I can say hi. So I can say hi to you. Uh, Cameron, Cameron, is that you lurking over there? If you are, please post in the comments, so they know that you're there. Hey, Cameron. There you are. Yeah, so I'm just doing a little draw stream, just to see how it will go. See if it'll take me somewhere. Like I especially like doing draw streams with like other people. It just makes it more fun. But I don't have anybody to join me. So if you have any questions, um, or if you like to donate to my donate to my Kofi, that will be great. Well, yeah, I know you're not set up for it. You do everything, traditionally. But like I think you can set it up to where you can have like your phone like point down to your table. Um, and and just have your phone's camera be like a webcam, and people can still see you drawing, that way. Like I'm just using OBS, their virtual camera feature, so I can show, that I'm drawing on my iPad. And I'm trying to remember if he had black eyes. I think I should make that smaller. But Cameron, how are your drawings going? Like, are you still drawing? Because I hope you are. I'll be really sad if you like stop drawing. That's good. I wish we could like hang out again. Like at the Barnes and Noble. Uh, that was fun. Never won. I wasn't paying attention to the timing of that. We could find some time to do it. Yeah, because I'm still out of the job. So hopefully we can find some time. To hang out again. Before I have to like get back to having a job again. Still waiting on Hendrickson to like start hiring welders again, but that hasn't happened yet. Um, I am gonna sign up for XP Weekly Jump manga, and like I don't have a weekly XP manga jump. Like because I don't have the ability to do all this on a weekly basis. Because there is absolutely no way that I want to be able to do this. Do like publish a whole chapter like every week. Like that will just absolutely kill me. Like I would not survive being being a weekly Shonen Jump manga artist. Doing weekly manga updates would probably make me hate drawing manga. If I had to do it on a weekly basis. I like this lifestyle where I can just take my time, not have to worry about deadlines or schedules. Though I wish I could like get get this done faster. Like I wish I was Nizuma from Bakuman, where he just finishes like an entire chapter in like 10 minutes. these Japanese people are insane for wanting to do weekly manga. It is absolutely insane. Like maybe a monthly basis, because that's what Marvel and DC do. Though I don't know how much ahead they get things done before they actually start doing it. 'Cause I guess it would make sense if they get they get the story made and done way ahead of time, so that there's like a buffer for like the next issue, just so they can see where it goes in terms of sales. They don't do it because they don't do it because they want to. The editors make them work like that. Yeah, but like this. Well, yeah, but like the um like it's not news that being a weekly manga artist like can be dangerous for your health. So those who go into drawing weekly manga, it's not like they don't know, the risks. It's kind of like being like an MMA fighter or boxer that like you have to always be you have to be aware, like the risks involved. So it's like I'm aware that manga on trying to publish manga on a weekly basis is just not going to be very good for my health. So I just don't try to do that. I should probably add like some falling off, falling down hair because he got messed up. When am I gonna launch XP weekly mon weekly jump manga? I'm not. I'm not. I'm not gonna launch a weekly Shonen Jump style thing. Um. I just don't want the hassle of doing that. Like, what makes you think I'm gonna do that? I don't know. Bi-weekly is not that much better. I never said I was gonna make a Shonen Jump style magazine. Oh, like if you want to join a Shonen Jump style magazine, like there's like Saturday AM, that do that kind of thing. We were trying to work with you. Yeah, but the thing is, I don't want to do it. Come on, man. Come on, man, you could get a few artists together and make it happen. Well, it just depends on the artist and depends on the story. That I want to that I want to get published. Plus, I'm not very business savvy, so so if I'm gonna run a magazine, I'm probably gonna have to hire someone who actually knows how to do it. Like if it was gonna be like a physical magazine, which I don't have, I don't have the funds, to make it happen. Um, it would probably be like a monthly digital magazine, on like Global Comics or something. Kind of like what Young Magazine from Kodansha is doing. Each week will be different stories that rotate on a monthly basis. You'll need about 10 artist stories. Well, if people want to publish their work, which is because for something like that, I'm not just going to accept stories, just because they want it. I'm going to be very discriminatory, and gatekeepy about it. Just like how Shonen Jump is. And just like Baby Boy, like who are you referring to? Start digitally first, and physical later. And like the magazine will probably just be digital. And yeah, like and physicals will just be for like trades and stuff. But like I said, like I don't have the funds nor have the business sense to run a magazine. Like I don't know how I would pay people for all that stuff. And I'll probably need to find somebody who is more business savvy than I am to run it. Crowdfund physical copies with extras added. Like I don't want to rely on crowdfunding to get it done. Plus, even I can't finish a whole chapter in a month. Like this, like this comic is taking me several months to finish. I finally caught XP Comics Live. Yeah, yeah, you finally got me, Grumpy. and this is and this is basically what it is. Just me drawing and just talking to the chat. Like I would have like a guest on with me, but I don't have anybody to do it with. I do have plans to get Salty on. But he's busy right now. I just started back on my story and redid the pages. Which which story is that? I know you have like several stories that you've been working on. What's the other day you said? Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that line art a lot better. Because it's very clean and easy to see. One gun has a few yans to spin. Do you mean a few yarns to spin? Because I don't know what yans are. Yeah, yarns. That's what I thought. Yeah, then you autocorrect. But yeah, like if I were to like start a XP comic magazine, like my rule for submission is that you have to submit like a complete chapter or issue. Um, and then decide, and then whoever I have in charge of that, will decide, if it's worthy of being published or not. just like how they do in Japan. Yeah, Shonen Jump style. But for me, it's like I can't get a whole chapter done in like in a month. Like this chapter probably took me like several months, and I'm still not done with it. And I'm trying to get to like 20 pages per chapter. Yeah, because I know there that for Shonen Jump, like they have some series that do a monthly schedule. Kind of like Dragon Ball Super. But everybody else like has to do like a weekly. It takes time as opposed to a last Mets some take. Drawing well can take even longer. Yeah, because like there are people who are like really fast at drawing, and there are those who are just not that good at drawing real fast. Some will say like, oh well, that's just poor time management. Well, part of it is I think part of it is due to like um lack of like time management. But not everyone is just a naturally fast drawer. You know, you know, um, there's nobody in the world that can be like Nizuma from Bakuman. Where he can like illustrate, where he can write and illustrate an entire manga chapter in like 10 minutes. Like that's impossible. Did you see my drawing of Peachy Warpath? My story is taking longer to draw because I lack the skill. Lord willing, this art school will fix me in 3 years. Like I don't. Um, I'm I'm on the opinion that like you don't really need art school in order to get good at drawing. Like there are a lot of like YouTube videos, like how to draw YouTube tutorial videos. That can teach you how to draw way more, or at least way better, than any art school can. It's- he's that fast. Yeah, look up Nizuma from the Bakuman anime. Like it's so ridiculous that like he can like just draw an entire chapter in like 10 minutes. But I think that was like purposely meant to be. Yeah, but I think that was like done on purpose because like there's no way anybody can can make an entire issue of comics. Inking, penciling, inking, and lettering in like 10 minutes. So like it was. So I think it was like, for the sake of the story, to make things um more exciting, to have a rival that can do all that in super speed, just for the sake of just for the sake of the drama. I do. I've been at this too long to get further without it. I can't understand many YouTube tutorials. Sadly, Shavon will help me fix my art. Yeah, that's good. Get a link for Nizuma. I might just do a YouTube search, Bakuman, Nizuma. I'll put it in the comments. AG Nizuma. There we go. It's already in the comments. Art school is a scam. I went to one and went into a 60K of debt. Yeah, like they're like, if you're just learning the basics, that's something art school can be good for. But once you're beyond that, like, you don't need art school, to learn to draw better. Like, we have YouTube to like tell you how to draw stuff, and it's just up to you to like just get better at it. Like, there's even like an entire school for learning how to draw comics. I would love to like go there, but I I think I already know how to draw comic books. They'll just probably tell me to do it in a different style or something. I don't know. But first, I need those fundamentals. Yeah, like, like, get your fundamentals down. But once you get past that, like, you don't really need school after that. Well, you just work on yourself, and work on your own, and work on your skill. Tried, ran out of money, and here I am, a better opportunity 20 years later. I need to fix that mouth. needs to look more mad. I am doing their illustration program, which will let me touch on fine art as well as digital and animation. So I'm gonna, I'm gonna, I'll call my own minor out of it. That's good. Do whatever you think works for you. I can't afford even community colleges now. At Chavon, my dollar is worth 60 to $65 pesos, and it doesn't have the monstrous cost. I was hoping to get something done with Liam, but I can't after what has happened. He got too much. He got too much heat on him now. So one gun, like, is that why you suddenly like wanted to like get your comics published through XP Comics? Because you were just feeling a little butthurt, about about what happened with between you and Liam. I think Liam could pull off a shonen style book. Like, that's what he's basically been doing. With Dino Kane and whatever else he's got. We need to rework some stuff. He did between Dino King and Xenotype and Caden. I redesigned the characters and was gonna start posting them, but stories of his past artists had concerned me. And you don't have to say anything more about that. I'm sure if you start telling, Liam will, I'll pretty much like get on Liam's radar, which I really don't want. I don't want to be on anyone's bad side right now. And just real quick, guys, I gotta make a quick bathroom break. All right, I'm back. Let me. Here we go. Kakashi Murdals would have had a cool look. Liam had a good setup for same world characters of different genres from manga and comics. He just needs to get WI done and released to level up and move on. Yeah, I am leaving the topic alone until FFS tonight. Yep. If you are uncomfortable and accept all those stories as true and factual, then you have to act. Then you have to act on them. I don't, because there is more to them than what has been presented. So, are you going to expound on this topic tonight? I am just waiting for the truth. Yeah, like I don't have much of an opinion on this topic. Like I do think that the whole thing with the reviews, like ever since I first saw them, like I highly questioned, the like the legitimacy of those reviews, from Toriyama and Oda, because they're very busy guys. I don't think they have time, and yeah, like that's all I'm gonna say about this topic. I ain't hating. I just know there is more. You must choose for yourself what to act on and where. All I know is, for me, is that like I just don't think I can trust the guy. Um, I just don't want to do business with him. Not because like I hate him, but it's just you know, I don't know, like there's just too much drama with this guy, so I just don't want to deal with all that. He just seems kind of a liability. So onto non-drama. Have you guys seen Zoids is doing an Optimus Prime Liger Zero? Like, is this like? Have you guys seen Zoids is doing an Optimus Prime Liger Zero? So are they doing a toy? Where like Optimus Prime has like the Liger Zero design, or I- I'm like, I know what Zoids is. Like I used to watch Zoids. I think when it was on, I can't remember if it was on Disney or if it was on another channel. And that is why I sign up with the trusted XP Comics Weekly Shonen Manga with my first story. It's transformable. So so like so like so it's a Liger Zero Zoid that transforms into Optimus Prime. You have to look it up as a Takara Tomy toy. Yeah. Okay, so I'll have to look it up. Takara Tomy also does like the Beyblade X stuff, which I absolutely love. That, which I absolutely love. I love playing Beyblades. Beyblades are fun. Takara Tomy X Transformers. Okay, I think I'll share a screen. So, like, is this what you're talking about, Grumpy? Right, and look, it looks pretty good. Pull it up. Okay, so yeah, so it's basically, yes, like it's taking the Zoids and they like transform into the Transformers characters. I'm like, that's pretty cool. I wonder if Megatron will be like a T-Rex based Zoid. Since like the Beast Wars version, was like a T-Rex. There's a page with a video trailer on the Takara site. That's neat, but I think I want to avoid showing any trailers or videos, on because I don't want to get struck by I don't want to get struck by YouTube. I don't know they would, but you're correct to be concerned. Check it out after stream. Yeah, I'll check it out. All right, now I need to add some text. All right. There we go. Yeah, yeah. Eiji Nizuma is no joke. Like when you watch the anime, like he's clearly like on the spectrum. On some he's clearly on the spectrum. Like I wish I could. Like I wish I could draw that fast. Let's raise this. Yeah, 15. How dare he? I'm gonna make him pay for that. I'm gonna make him pay for that. Ooh, I sound like a New Yorker. Ooh, I'm gonna sound like a New Yorker. Cause it's funny. I think I think we all can, but the amount of practice we need means we couldn't put out comics for 30 years. Yeah. I need to put this back to 0.45. Yeah, so like so my real G pen is based on like one of the micron pens, and so is like my real mapping pen. They're like two different micron pen sizes. I can't remember which one it was. I think the 4.5. I think the 0.45 is like the 0.5 or 0.3, and the other one is like it's like 0.20. So that it's like the 0.1. For finer detailed stuff. No, I think I'll just type it out. Come again, you talking brushes? Yeah, so I have so what I use is I, I use the default real G pen, but I have it set to kind of work. Um, I think it's a zero, either 0.5 or 0.3 micron pen, where it's like 0.45 millimeters, and that's for like general outlines. And the real mapping pen um is basically just a copy of the real G pen, but I changed the size to like 0.2, um so that it kind of acts like the 0.1 micro pen. Because I know a lot of manga artists nowadays are using micron pens, for their inking. So I figured, why not like just replicate it on Clip Studio Paint. I have I actually have Clip Studio Paint, but I progressively suck at using it, so I'm still dealing with ancient Photoshop 7.0. Oh, like I'm surprised, that like I'm surprised that Adobe, hasn't gotten arrested, you know, for using the old, for using the old ones. I remember there were articles where they said that like where like Apple will like call the cops on you. Will like call the cops on you if if you're if you're not using the latest Adobe product. Point five, point three are the ones I use the most, other than 1.2 and a big fat pit pen black 199 by Faber Castell. The Germans won that battle. let's, let's see. Should I put the text up here or down here? I don't know which way to put it. Oh, that thing isn't online. My Photoshop 7 stays local. I hate I hate modern Adobe, and I ain't down with the subscription model. Um, there's actually an alternative for like a Photoshop and Illustrator. It's called um um they're called Affinity, and they're like a one-time purchase. Like they don't do like the subscriptions. Um, like when I'm working on my PDFs, doing my page layouts for print. Like uh, like I use Affinity Publisher, because it's really like it's almost exactly like Adobe InDesign, and Affinity Publisher does it way better. Well, like, not that it does it better, like it does basically the same thing that I get from that I get from InDesign. Better better below the characters for me, um but what are you presenting with that text? That will tell you where to put it. Also, like it's a I think the last suite was CS 15 or a little later. You used to be able to purchase the entire suite. So Grumpy, like this is like meant to be like like this is like meant to be a voice bubble. Where the punk is like where the punk is like nobody ever disrespects me like that. So I don't know if I want to put it up here. I don't know if I want to put it up here or down here. I never liked GIMP. But uh, but um, but I would highly recommend you look up like the Affinity. Like they have Affinity Photo Designer and Publishers. Affinity Photo is basically like Photoshop. Affinity Designer is like Adobe uh, um, Adobe Illustrator, and Affinity Publisher is kind of like Adobe InDesign. So I'm just gonna wait for Grumpy to respond to my previous question. Like, should this voice bubble be down here or up here? Because Mel is not going to say anything in this bubble. Like it's just gonna be this. It's just gonna be this jerk. Who tells him, that nobody disrespects him like that. Yeah, yeah, I'm with it. I mean, what do you want to get across to your reader that the text box beyond the words? Knowing that will guide your placement of the speech bubble, I think. I guess like to fill up. I guess like to sort of fill up. Um. To fill up the dead space. Because because him because we see him, sort of, getting in his face. So like he has to say something. I like it more below personally, but above might make readers look at the characters' faces more. Yeah, but it also blocks, Mel's hair, which I think can be a bit distracting. So maybe the bottom is probably the best way to go. I will look Affinity up. Thanks for showing me. Yeah, so like Affinity, like you can, like they're like one-time purchase. I think they're like 20 or $25 per app. So like if you just need a Photoshop, a Photoshop like app, then Affinity Photo will be good for you. Because like the layout is also very similar to Photoshop. So I don't. So there'll probably be a bit of a learning curve. Um, but the app is pretty similar to Photoshop. Yeah, so maybe the bottom would be better because the bottom portion is not really all that important. Because we want to see our characters' faces. So I guess that would be I guess the bottom will be better. And I much prefer to draw my bubbles instead of just dragging and dropping um, bubbles, because the drag and drop bubbles are pretty distracting and they don't feel like they're part of the art. If it's for Dead Space, I would ask myself um, what that moment means in that panel. Does it mean words, or did I draw to sufficiently communicate the tension between these guys? Um, like, I don't know if you caught it earlier, but I said that like I think it would be more beneficial to put this in the bottom, because like there's really nothing of note uh, uh, um, in the bottom of the panel. Um, but but up here, like you get to see the characters' facial expressions, and I think that's more beneficial to not let the bubble get in the way of that. And this is where I white out stuff. Well, like you said, bubbles up top cover the characters, so I say go below. Yeah. All right. And I think I should do like some sort of like motion. Yeah, there we go. To show that like he's going into like going in to like face him to confront him about about punching him in the face, and sending him flying. Nobody ever disrespects me like that. And let's make this bold to bring on that way he's saying no one ever disrespects me like that. This was a previous page. Uh-oh. There we go. I thought my app was freezing. Okay, found the affinity site. Thanks again. Now what's going to happen directly after those panels? Is it a prelude to a fight? KO? That I probably don't want to say. No, like I think I'll say. So like, so like the, so like the, so the fat guy is just gonna start landing punches. He's like just gonna start landing punches. Because his superpower is super strength, and and since Mel is all tied up, he's basically a sitting duck. And Mel is just gonna take a bunch of hits from him. And Mel and Eva like just have to sit there and watch Mel like get beaten to a pummel. Looks okay from here, no freezing. KOs and an immediate KO. Oh no, there's gonna be no KO, but like there's gonna be more to this scene. because like you can see from this panel that like Mel is being tied up. Um, yeah, it's like he sent the other guy flying into a window, and then the stretchy guy is gonna is has him like tied up, so he can't really move. And the first guy and the first guy is sobering up, from getting thrown into a wall, and he's getting real mad. Oh, I'm getting so mad. And he like super leaps back, back in front of Mel, and that's when he gives like, nobody disrespects me like that. And then like the next page, like, oh, like Mel just like takes a beating from this guy. So the last remaining pages is going to be action filled, where Mel is like just gonna get his face beaten in. So it's gonna be fun to draw. Oh, I see. Good action lines there on the leaf. Yeah, like like it's not gonna be that transparent. Like I'm gonna have to like fill it up a bit. Then he's gonna like land, which is not a superhero landing. Not very superheroic. That crack looks good. What you're talking about? What you're talking about? This crack. Oh, which, by the way, if you want to show some support, you can. Where's my banner? You can donate to my Ko-fi, kofi.com/xpcomics. Like if you want, like if you have something to say and you want it to have priority. And would really appreciate all the donations and the support for working on this comic series, which I absolutely love the story that I've written. Oh, like I know not everyone is gonna like it, but but I'm sure I will get a fan base for this. I'm sure there will be a fan base for this, like especially with like I think those from Gen Z will appreciate it because it has like some Christian themes, but it's not like it's not in your face about it. It's pretty much like like how Lord of the Rings is written. I just want to focus more on a good story rather than focus on a message. Because that's what SJWs do today. They fell for the same trap that the Christians did. That you focus too much on the message rather than letting the story tell the message. Oh, correct is my natural enemy. It's everyone's natural enemy. Ooh, I forgot about something. There we go. I have to show where the arms begin. Like I can imagine, like if this was like animated, there will be like an old school announcer. How will Mel get out of this one? Tune in next issue to find out. In that 1930s and 50s style of narration. Oh, Mel Kislyak is in real trouble. How will he get out of this one? Yeah, that's one of what's wrong with media today. What's worse, they didn't even notice, and some even welcomed the repacked communism that is woke. Yeah. Yeah, the woke is just as bad at telling stories, than the, than the fundamentalist Christians are. It's almost like a universal law that if you focus more on telling a message, giving a message than telling a story, it's going to turn out really bad. Fair. Love 30s, 40s narrators, where Japan borrowed it from, and they do it great. Or probably the most famous narrator, because they aren't interested in story, just education. Yep. That's how it always is. And I'm just suddenly reminded of like Legends of Evantris jokes. Geneva Convention, more like Geneva Suggestion. And I love those jokes. Mustard? How about some mustard gas? Let's get to the mapping. Now let's get a. I'm gonna need some help with this. Line. Now let's do it like this. Yeah, like that. I think the last U.S. animation that used it was a Filoni Clone Wars. I did enjoy it, but the- um, uh, Tarkovsky Clone Wars was better. Yeah, I really liked Gen Tarkovsky's Clone Wars. Like I really liked it for what it was, especially like with the animation style. Like it was very much like watching Star Wars, like a Star Wars Samurai Jack, and his style was very good for it. But it was probably because it was going to cost more to do those kinds of animations in 2D, and 3D was probably much easier to manipulate action scenes. Because they just have their model, and their character to perform the action scene than they would in like 2D animation. That's good humor. But this humor is almost like that. Have you ever seen Blackadder? Oh, is Blackadder like was he one of the oh man, I forget their names. Like the Holy Grail movie. Oh man, I'm forgetting their group name. Was it Monty Python? Yeah, I think it was Monty Python. Like I've seen some of Blackadder when Doug Walker used to talk about it. Yeah, see, Monty Python. What are you? I'm French. Why do you think I have this outrageous accent, you silly king? Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries. What a strange person. I don't want to talk to you no more, you fluttering food toast water. No, now go away or I shall taunt you a second time. I love that movie. It's so funny. And no, as Blackadder is Ben Elton and Rowan Atkinson, and it's hilarious. That too, I similar humor. I would like to have an argument. No, you don't. Yes, I do. Like I love that bit from Monty Python. Elderberry's line always kills me. And in the end, the Holy Grail was with the French. I'm gonna do the black eyes. To show that he's super pissed. in the second Black Adder series, there was a German antagonist who makes me laugh so hard with the silliest nonsense. He he says apology is an alleged German accent, and he sounded like apology. Dude, that dude is quite mad. Oh, so Grumpy, you never found out who got me banned from that FFS stream? You never, you never found out who did it? Yeah, 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 yeah. Of course, it was Preston. Yeah, that's what I figured who it was. Yeah, so yeah, it's like she basically timed me out for like a super long time. You know, basically to where just ask Cynic to unban your Andrew account. He didn't actually see Preston do it. I was trying to explain, but he didn't understand. Because like when I try to tell him, you know, like in the group chats, like he just passed it off, you know, like it, you know, as if I was like just whining or something. You know, so I don't know if I've been unbanned. You know, I'm gonna see, but I do not, I do not, I do not like that. Like he talks that like people should not be banned unless for specific reasons. But I did not say anything. I did not say anything that was worth getting banned for. I did not mention anyone's family or um you know or anything like that. It's just that Preston like just had it out for me for a good long while. You know, so so she was willing to abuse her power just to get at me or something. It is either timed out for 86,000 seconds or hidden, and I think it's actually hidden. Yeah, so we'll see. But if I'm still hidden, because I think I am gonna watch uh uh King stream tonight, and if I'm still hidden, then I think you should bring that up to Cynic, because if I do, he's just gonna see it as me just whining, for for no reason. Well, the thing is that like if I do bring it up to him, like he's gonna take it as like just me whining about nothing. So, so if someone else brings it up, then he'll probably do it. I don't know. I think Cynic doesn't understand it's your Andrew Rowland account and not your XP Comics account. No. Explain it's the Andrew Rowland account, not the XP one. I'm like, we'll see what happens. When the Keen stream starts. Because like maybe he did fix it, and and just didn't tell me. So we'll just see. Because if I was timed out for like 86,000 seconds, let me see. But what if Preston bans the XP one too? I will keep an eye out. I couldn't unban it by the time I saw it. I still tried. Yeah, appreciate the efforts, Grumpy. 86,000 divided by 60. So that's like 1,033.3 minutes. I'm gonna need to do something like minutes to days. Okay, so 1433.3. Okay, so I think that is a day. Yeah, so like I should be on. Yes, like I should be able to do a chat. It's like I should be able to chat again in the upcoming stream. Because it was like just a 1 day timeout. Which that shouldn't happen because we have a rule that nobody gets timed out for any reason unless it's like for something egregious. And Preston only did it because she told me to shut up. And I just barked back at her. So she took it upon herself to time me out for that. It was a timeout. Then your Andrew account should work tonight. So you're right. Wait until the stream and try your Andrew account first. If it works, you're back in business. If it doesn't, it's hidden. Yeah. So yeah, and if Cynic is not willing to listen to my plea, then someone else has to. Someone has to stand up for me. A rule not always followed. Because like they have like very specific rules that like if you're Like if you're saying something about someone's family members or or spouses or whatever, like just something really egregious, that's when a timeout is should be applied. But like some people just don't follow that rule, and Preston just never got called out for it. So even I didn't follow it once. Well, I hope you learned your lesson, Grumpy. Hope you learned your lesson. Just because some people's feelings get hurt, it doesn't mean it requires a timeout. And that's all that Preston was using it for. Was because she was barking at me and I barked back. And she used her power. And she abused her power to time me out, which was unwarranted. Then I will point it out in chat if you're banned. Please remind me through your XP account if your Andrew account is hidden. Yeah, I'll let you know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, appreciate the support, Grumpy. You're a real one. But for but from here on out, like I'm just not going to acknowledge Preston because she actually hates me for some reason. And I don't know why she hates me. She called but she did call like my Kina Justice comic, a crappy Christian comic. So I don't know if she's like just saying that, just to hurt my feelings, but I don't know. People just hate for the sake of hating. People just be hating. Human nature. Probably best to just not bother with Preston until there are no more red beams of hate coming coming from her to you. And like if I just type something, first thing she'll do is like to say, shut up, Andrew. Hoping that I would respond to her. And she that's why she gave me the timeout. Because I responded to her. And I guess in her mind, that was grounds for timing me out because because I talked smack to her. I hope that crack was just to. I hope that crack was just to screw with you, not actually heartfelt. It's wrong either way, though. Oh no, like if you've, oh, like if you've, uh, like if I still, like if I was still part of the imprint, group chat, oh, like she legit said that like she like legit hates me, like hates me with a passion. Preston seems quite fun, but so are you, Andrew. Nothing wrong with doing a comic based on your beliefs. SJWs have done it for 25 years now. But yeah, like I don't know if you've heard what I said before, but like in the imprint chat room, Preston said to me that like she like legit hates me. And I don't know why she hates me. So it's best to like just leave it alone. She wants to hate, she wants to hate. There's nothing I can do. He wants to hate, let her hate. Let's see if then you need to not address Preston at all for the near and more future. Yeah. Just not respond to her. It's typical bullying tactics. Once you respond to them, they think it gives them license, to like it gives them license to quote unquote respond in kind. And I don't think anyone has said anything. But like I actually was kicked out of imprint. Didn't really want to bring it up anywhere. But that's just how it is. Like I didn't think I was gonna last very long there anyway. Make your comics and get ready for imprint. Like, like I don't know if there's a lag. But I was like kicked out of imprint. But I think it's for the best. I think I'd rather just focus on XP comics. Because I don't think I'm gonna be getting published under imprint. Wait, what? Kicked out? Why? Imprint doesn't even exist yet. Okay, so here's how I see things. Imprint is not really a company right now. Imprint is more like a studio. We're getting people are getting their ideas around, and because we don't have an in-house print of the printing company. But that's like, but that's like a very, but that's neither here nor there. But Preston has been wanting to kick me out of imprint for a while, because she thinks like I'm not pulling my own weight, and supposedly, I won't pledge my allegiance to imprint. Because I've said in the past, you know that that I'm not here to wave anyone's flag. Um, so I guess so I guess Preston took it as like I'm not going to be loyal to imprint. True. It is more studio than publisher, but then as I understand the plan, that is part of it. Yeah, and so like for right now, it's both a matter of if and when the publishing part is going to happen. Because like plans can fall apart very quickly. Um, so let's say going what way? Do you have assignments to complete for imprint? Yeah, I am just as confused as you are. Um, like even Cynic said that I was lacking, which I don't know what that means. Um, that like I don't do enough. And this is not an attack on Cynic. It's his thing. He can keep or kick out whoever he wants. And if he thinks that I'm more concerned about my company, well, I wouldn't say company. If I'm more concerned about my studio rather than imprint, then he has every right to kick me out. Um, so, yeah, like that's just the gist of it. I'm down with CG, but it is self-publishing with help, so it'll work. Yeah, and imprint is like meant to be like an actual publishing company. Like DC or Marvel, or even better, like it's meant to be like Image. Um, so Cynic thought I was lacking, quote unquote, I was lacking, and not doing enough to promote other people. Did he lay out what was expected of you and you fail at that? Not really. I guess it was sort of like an unspoken, unspoken thing. I don't know, like the whole thing is screwy. But I left quietly, and just did not make a fuss about it. And I don't want, and I don't want to make a fuss about this. So I left quietly, and just didn't say anything. We just left it at that. So I left the imprint group chat. I left the imprint Discord, and I just left. And I'm just gonna focus on my own XP Comic Studio. Yeah, it's meant to grow to be able to fund creators, and that's cool. Yeah. But my thinking process is that, let's say I finished volume 1 of King of Justice, and I want King of Justice to go to go on like Barnes and Noble shelves and and Walmart shelves. Like why should I wait for imprint to get there, to be able to publish and distribute my books to to Walmart? How long do I have to wait for that to happen? If that makes any sense. Okay, you accepted it and actually exited quietly, unlike some people, and will Peter Parker it. Make my YouTube mark, Andrew, your mark. Yep, that's kind of what I'm trying to do. Though in all honesty, like I don't think I have the chops, to be like the next Ethan Van Sciver. Like I don't think I have the charisma to pull it off. draw drawing streams is kind of a good way to kind of force me into getting work done. So like if I was doing it all alone, then then I can get really lazy very quickly. Sorry, YouTube was meant to be your mark, not YouTube. Yeah. Well, if you can get there faster, then go get there. Sorry, YouTube was meant to be your mark, not YouTube. Well, everyone keeps saying that, like, well, if you want to make it anywhere, make a YouTube channel, and get your audience there. Which I don't think is like absolutely necessary, because like not everyone has the charisma to not everyone not everyone is capable of having the charisma like EVS does. There's only one EVS. You be you and figure out how to make it entertaining for your audience without drama. Yeah, because like with the imprint guys, we were talking about doing like some sort of like doing like drawing contests, very much kind of like kind of like what the CG Keens do, but we also like have like a popularity contest, and like the winner like gets to sell their drawing, or something like that. But it's gonna be very hard to get out, stay out of drama, because sometimes the drama finds you. Honestly, I'm sorry to hear you were excised from Imprint before it even started, but getting a channel off the ground requires time. At least you have a gimmick, which is drawing. Yeah. And yeah, so I'm just trying different things, because I'm currently unemployed. So I'm also looking for work. And if I do find a job, I'm not sure if drawing streams is going to be something that I can do, full time, because I also don't want to pay for the StreamYard service. Okay, so young beards instead of gray beards. I like it. You should have left your animated comic up. Was getting views. Should have left your animated comic up. Which one, Cobra? Are you talking about the fully animated, like the complete one, or are you talking about the ones that I have right now? The drama won't leave you alone. I just try to run from it. Yeah, and I would always like try to run from it as well. Hey, Cobra Prime. Hey, Cobra Prime. So what did you mean? Like, should have left my animated comic up. Was getting views. Because like I made a full version where it was like the entire chapter. Good point. X becomes sorry you're unemployed, man. I am too now. I don't know what will happen when I get to the Dominican Republic. Okay, so so the full one. Like I'll probably Yeah, like I'll probably bring that one back. But it will probably be just for chapter 1 and 2. Um, as I make more chapters, like I can show that more. Like I have all of, like I still have all of Vic Mignogna's, um, um, like I still have all his lines from chapter 1. I just need to get all the other voice actors that I want. Because I'm probably gonna like just redo that first one. Um, and probably and try to get the other voice actors that I want. I fly September 14th. Class starts on the 22nd. I will be looking for work then there. Where, Grumpy? To the Dominican Republic. You were doing welding, right? What happened? Okay, so yeah, so like my original welding job, I got fired. Nothing to do with my welding. Like it's it's a whole other thing. So I lost that job. And the company does have like a 6-month probation, to where after 6 months of being terminated, like I can reapply. And I really do want to put it back. Like I really do want to go back there. Um, and the 6 months has already passed, and they're not hiring right now. So I'm basically just waiting for them to start rehiring again. Um, and I did take another welding job, but after 3 months, they thought I was too slow. So they fired me from that. So I'm currently just either looking for a new job or looking for a gimmick that can, that can pay me money. You have your book on Global Comics, but do you have samplers of it, or from other books you want to do that you can put up on? So, um, King of Justice is on both Webtoon and to pass, or Tapas. Um, yes, like I have it on both Global Comics, Webtoon, and Tapas. Um, um, but I just don't want to advertise it. Because I just want to get a wider audience from other places. Um, because I figured that I do Global Comics as sort of like my main place to buy physical prints. When Global Comics print, starts to come in, and once that happens, people will be able to buy individual issues through Global Comics print, and and I'll just be able to make money that way. To pass. I didn't know, so I'll go follow you there. Yeah, please do, and share it on there. Like um, I don't do like I just upload the pages as they are. So like every week, I put up like 3 pages of the chapter, and and I don't edit it to make it to make it look like the webtoon way, because that's just too much effort. Um, so I just upload the pages as they are. But my comic does work well enough. Like it does work, in a scrolling fashion. Because of how I do my panels. I wonder if FFS is on right now. Yep, they. Well, no, no, that's not them. Uh, okay, they haven't put it up yet. Okay, so yeah, so they're starting at 7:30 my time. It's not Cloud. This is Cloud. Okay, so yeah, they're gonna be talking about the whole Liam and that Star Wars girl, and I don't think I want to. I don't want to get on their Keen streams anymore, because I just don't find the topics, you know, something to, exciting to talk about. Um, well, I keep it to samples like a chapter or three, maybe. Like, I planted to, well, like, okay, so I have, yeah, so like, I have all of chapter one divided, by 3 pages, and and they and they upload like every week. Yeah, yeah, I'm East Coast. So like, I have 4 parts of chapter one, plus the 5 page prologue. Um, and every week it's like the next 3 pages get uploaded, and Weebin Now is my favorite stream of theirs. Yeah, so like I plan to just appear on Weebin Out because anime is stuff. Is the stuff that I like to talk about. I don't care all their drama stuff because if I go on there, I'm just gonna sit there quietly, because I won't have anything to say. So it's better for me that way to just not show up on those streams, and just appear on the panel, on the shows that that I actually enjoy talking about. Yeah, and like I wish I was able to talk about, the the Uma Musume anime, because the I watched 4 episodes of season one, and upon doing research, like you can actually watch the like you don't have to watch the show in order, because like every season focuses on a different horse girl. Um, so like so basically the show has no continuity to follow, because they're based on like real horses, and like each season just focuses on a different horse girl, which loosely tells the story of 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 that horse, which I think is really interesting. And I find it interesting that because of that gotcha game, um, in Japan, like horse racing has suddenly become more popular again. 'Cause, like especially around the world, like horse racing is becoming less popular unless it's like the Kentucky Derby. Um, but in most of the West, like horse racing is not as popular as it used to be. Wait, I thought it was a game. It's an anime now. Yeah, like they had an anime for a long while. Um, they have like a 3 season anime called Pretty Derby. But there's like but there's also um they have a couple other they have a couple where they're on YouTube. Um I think one is called Cinderella Gray. Uh and like the animation quality in that is spectacular. And I think I I think Cinderella Gray is the based on the manga of the same name. And like and like I said before, that like you don't have to watch the original anime. Like you don't have to watch the first anime series. Like like you can like skip around, and not really feel like feel like you lost. Uh, 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 like you like you lost some continuity, because there is no continuity. Um, because like each story like just focuses on the history of that real life horse. Like there's a horse girl character named Goat Ship, and she's based on a real horse named Goat Ship, and Goat Ship in real life is just a freaking menace. A Goat Ship has become such a meme online, and like you'll find it on Twitter. Goat Ship is everywhere on Twitter, because Goat Ship the horse is just absolutely hilarious, and an absolute menace. Like you can find like YouTube videos talking about Goat Ship, where it's like the anime version versus the real life version. And there's a character in that anime named something McQueen, and and the horse girls look like they're the same age, but in real life, um um uh McQueen is Gold Ship's grandpa. So it's very funny, when Gold Ship like tries to do pranks on tries to do pranks on McQueen, because like that is Gold Ship's grandpa. So like it's a very interesting anime to watch, and you should also look up commentary that people talk about them, because like the history of these horses, like the real life horses, is really fascinating. Oh, okay. Ibo does a tiny bit of that with real boxers. It sounds fun to watch. I'll look it up. Subs Subs please probably has it. Let me look up what channel what channel I was looking at. 'Cause, like there's a specific channel that I was watching um Cinderella Gray from, because I think the Pretty Derby is on Crunchyroll. Um Cinderella Gray is on. Okay, so the channel is called It's Anime Powered by Remao. I'll put it up in the comments. It's Anime Powered by Remao, or you can like just look up um or you can like just look up um Uma Musume Cinderella Gray. They have like 19 episodes, and it's in English subtitles. So there's like no dub to it. Though I wish there was a dub. That is that is very mellow Dragon Ball theme. Yeah, it's the original Dragon Ball theme. But it's like a what would you call it? Like lo-fi version of it. It was made by Team Four Star. I love the Dragon Ball theme. Yeah, so King Stream should be coming up pretty soon. They're usually late. Plus I just wait like 10 or 20 minutes, because they do their intros, which I think is just absolutely pointless. Um, it's a top 25 anime theme. Yeah, one of these days, like we should do like a top 5 like anime soundtrack, um, or like top 5 anime openings or anime intros or outros. But I think for this, I think for tomorrow's Weaving Out, I think we're doing like just all Dragon Ball talk. Because Cynic owes us like a proper Dragon Ball talk episode. So so I'll definitely participate in that. That sounds like impending war. What sounds like impending war? None of you or the chat are gonna agree on the best anime themes. Yeah, like I don't know, like no, because like the top 5 um uh, is like where everybody shares their personal top 5. Like we're not gonna argue about like what is considered the top 5, because it's all subjective. So we're like just so everyone is like just gonna share like their personal top 5. I'll have a top 5. Cynic will have a top 5. Jesker will have a top 5. Ruby will have a top 5. That's how it works. Okay, I followed you on Tapas. Webtoon is obnoxious about logging in, but I just got on. Yeah, like I'm not a huge fan of Webtoon because, like Webtoon is like they don't like they don't promote comic stories that are outside of Korea. Like they used to promote non-Korean stories, kind of like that kind of like that web comic where it was about where it's like about Greek mythology. Um, you know, but but like nowadays, like webtoon is very um like it's very gatekeepy. What when it comes to promoting, who they want. Like Marvel and DC are starting to get into webtoon, and they'll obviously promote it, because it's a big company. It's a big company that's coming in, and Marvel just released a Spider-Man webtoon, but the problem is that like it's not an original webtoon. It's basically just one of their recent comic stories that they like just put up on webtoon, which I'm like, boo. Because like even DC, actually made a webtoon specifically for made an original comic specifically made for webtoon. Webtoon is good for garnering followers over here. You cannot sell your books there, or they will screw you over. Just use it for followers and nothing else. Yeah, like that's basically what I'm using Webtoon for. Is to just find my audience, and I have a feeling that my comic, the Bat Family Webtoon, is obnoxious, but it is made for Webtoon. Yeah. Um, like I've read some of it. Like I think it's okay. Um, Now I follow you on Webtoon. Good. Thanks, Grumpy. Um, but yeah, like like I'm just using them as a way to gain an audience. To find my followers. Um, and yeah, because like I don't plan to like get published from Webtoon because like Webtoon like just prefers um okay, so like Webtoon has a more female fan base, so they prefer, like a lot of like romance stories, so they just cater to those kinds of stories. And I do think that my comic will probably get a lot of fans from Gen Z, because they're starting to become more conservative and Christian, and when they read this comic, they'll see the Christian themes, and they'll start to appreciate it. But because it's really hard to get a fan base to make a Christian themed story, to like to millennials and boomers. Um, well, mostly millennials, because because they have been the anti-Christian group, and there's few of them that actually care for Christian themed stories. But Gen Z will probably fill that in for me. So that's kind of what I'm trying to go for. I'm trying to go for the Gen Z crowd. Because I heard that Gen Z is like becoming a lot more Christian conservative, than the millennials ever been. I have drawing I have drawing a practice comic that I will never sell because it's me using Bleach and My Hero Academia Chuck as supernatural Baywatch lifeguards. It's for practicing action and anatomy. Yeah, like yeah, everyone like needs to like practice, sort of find their style, especially when it comes to like anatomy. Um, Yeah, because like that's basically how I learned to draw. Oh, I can dig that. You can catch them. Uh, you have to get in front of them everywhere you can. Yeah, but like I don't know where they are. Because I'm a millennial. I don't know where Gen Z is going. So maybe they're in Webtoon, maybe they're into Pass. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Trump galvanized Gen Z extra crispy hard. So they are rejecting fake a fake woke wankery. Yeah. So maybe that's gonna have to be my target audience. The Gen Z and Gen Alpha. And when it comes to like violence, this is like probably like the most amount of blood that you're ever gonna get. Um because I'm not gonna be doing excessive violence. They're online, so get your book put on social media where they're even on Gab. Gab seems to hate me. I wonder why. Oh yeah, I do have an XP Comics Gab, but like I just don't like using like my browser. Oh like I wish I could. I wish they they still had their app because I hate doing it from the desktop on my phone. I think they should be getting. I think Kingstream should be getting started. Yeah, I think they're live. Ah, okay, yeah, so they're doing their intros right now. So when they start, like I'll probably stop there. I can understand that. You have to find a way through. Yeah, yeah. So once the Kingstream is done with their intros, like I think I'll stop. I think I'll stop from there. Just get over to like just watch watch the Kingstream and see if I'm hidden or if I'm able to do if I'm able to comment there. Okay, they are in the club part, so you might as well go, or do you want to watch from your stream? And like I don't want to give off, like I'm e-fapping their stream. Um, plus like uh plus while I watch, like I plan to make a steak um for dinner. Because I need, because I also need to eat. So I think I'll so I think I'll just so I think I'll just leave it off there. Thank you very much for your company, Grumpy. So I didn't mean stream sniping. My bad. You just watch. Yeah, but like I got like some other things to do. Um, you know, like like I said before, like I need to make myself some dinner. Um, and I don't think I don't think you guys want to hear that. So I think I'll just log off. So I think I'll end the stream here. Yeah, actually, yeah, it is dinner time. I'll catch you over there and try your Andrew account first. Yep, that's what I plan to do. Thank you very much for your company, Grumpy. I'll wait for you to respond to that before I end the stream. Yeah, glad you're able to catch my stream. Hopefully to do this like maybe on a weekly basis. On Fridays. That's why I'm calling it like XP Workshop Fridays. Go love some more. All right, so I'll be heading out. Thanks to everyone who joined in my chat, and I'll see you later.